Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively we are the Office Blokes.
Yes we are.
We have a Patreon page.
Yes we do. Go and have a look at patreon.com, put in Office Blokes React. We've got tiers starting at just £1.50, loads of content. So if you fancy supporting the channel like a load of people have done already, which has been massively appreciated by us guys, go down and check it out.
Yeah, loads of exclusives. Malice at the Palace, Pistons Races, Brawl,
Megan and Andre,
Key and Peele. There's absolutely loads
of
stuff that isn't on YouTube, so it's worth $2 or £1.50.
Dave naked that night on the beer.
I'm starting to get requests. If I start an OnlyFans, there's people saying I'll pay. Definitely. So
can your mum afford that?
Yeah. No, I'm going to start an OnlyFans and it's £1,000 a month to subscribe and it's going to have one dick pic on it, that's it. Anyway.
Just a selfie.
Yeah. And we've got 2 other channels as well.
Yep, we've got Office Blokes Try, where we try things from around the world. And we've got Office Blokes Podcast, where we do 2 podcasts a week. One on a Friday, 6 PM British Standard Time, talking topical content. And one on a Tuesday, where Mike and myself discuss English Premier League football.
We do.
Totally topical.
Yep.
Lilt.
Yep. Right.
Great advert, that.
So, 10-cent beer night. It was a total disaster. We got loads of requests for this ages ago.
Yeah.
Because we've not done a lot of baseball stuff, have we, recently? I think we did baseball headshots and it was absolutely horrendous.
Brutal, wasn't it?
It actually come up this and he suggested.
Did it?
Yeah. So I thought, I'm sure someone's asked for this.
Do we know the premise of this then?
I'm guessing they sell beer for 10 cents.
Yeah. And
was it for a reason though?
Was it Cleveland? Was it Cleveland?
I'm
Indians,
not sure,
maybe,
but I think it's just rioted, isn't it? I think everyone's just got too pissed.
Yeah.
That's
you know
what?
what? Here's something for you. I used to work in a naval club when I was a kid collecting glasses.
Belly
And
buttons.
each to their own, you know what I mean? we made channels out of it and everything. Yeah. All went a bit fuzzy in the end. But when I used to work in there, they used to, every like VE day or VJ day and things like that, they used to do specials on members only. You probably get it in the club where you go. Don't know, they do like a members thing. But it was 10p for anything you wanted.
Wow.
Everything was 10p.
Wow.
Or they date it back to like the 1940s to that price.
1940s
so
prices,
like 3p for a pint and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They used to do 10p for everything. And you see people getting shit-faced for £1.
Yeah.
But the amount of tips I used to come out with was ridiculous.
Was it? Yeah.
I used to come out with like a year's salary in a day.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, because everyone used to give me like, everyone was throwing all kinds of money.
Yeah, because the beer's so cheap.
No one's spending anything.
Yeah. When I first started drinking in pubs, you could get 5 pints for a tenner. There was literally £10.
Mate, I used to earn 30 quid a week and I used to pay my mum £10 and that 20 quid used to last me for the whole week and I used to go out every night.
Yeah.
When I went in, it was threepence.
I don't even know what that is, do you?
I know. My dad has tried to explain old money to me that many times, and it's like, yeah, it's a 3 and 6 and a threepenny bit, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I know what a threepenny bit is.
Yeah, I think it was
Shit.
Rhyming slang.
I think it's actually less than £1.
I don't care.
When I started going
My
in,
dad's
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was like 90 odd pence or something.
You mean real money?
Real money,
Yeah.
What was?
Okay.
For a pint of beer.
Oh, for a pint of beer?
Yeah.
I've got a price list. Someone sent me a price list from like 1978 or something.
Really?
That'd
be interesting, yeah.
I'll see if I can dig it out for you. Yeah.
We've digressed a bit, but it's worth noting on the Try channel, we're getting in some batting cages soon when the world opens back up, and there's going to be beer involved. So keep your eye out for that one.
10 cent beer.
Looking forward to that.
Anyway,
We'll do our own 10 cent beer night after we see this first. Let's see what it is.
Let's do it. Right, 10-cent beer night was a total disaster.
10-cent beer night at a baseball game sounds like a great idea.
Does.
At least that's what the Cleveland Indians thought one humid summer night in 1974. In fairness, at first glance, 10-cent beer night sounds like the perfect plan to sell tickets to a ball game, but when beers are 10 cents, 1 dime, all night, let's just say things went off the rails pretty quickly. Here's the story of the infamous 10-cent beer night. Before we get...
The players been on it as well or something?
Looks like it. They were all on roids, weren't they? The players
Someone's
back
invaded
then.
the pitch, haven't they?
See,
Yeah.
everyone's got or knows that one person that never buys a beer, and like 10-cent beer night, and suddenly the guy's going, "Who wants beers, lads? I'll get a round."
I'll get 'em in.
Like, oh, you're generous tonight, aren't you?
I always think it pans out all the way through. Just buy your beers.
Yeah.
to the events of that fateful evening, it's important to understand the build-up to the moment. Sure, 10-cent, 12-ounce beers all night is already a recipe for disaster, but if you look at the history of the players, the teams, the managers, the city involved, it just makes it worse. First, the two teams. 10-cent beer night was to be held in Cleveland while the Indians were hosting the Texas Rangers. Earlier in the season, while the Indians were on the road in Texas playing the Rangers, the teams got into a brawl, like a legit fight. Not one of those brawls where everyone just sort of dances around and yells at each other. There was an incident where one of the Indians slid into second base too hard in the eyes of the Rangers, so then there were some fastballs being thrown at people's heads, which led to legit punches being thrown, a brawl, and Rangers fans throwing food and beers at Indian players.
Nutcases baseball players, aren't they?
I
had no idea until we started doing this.
Yeah.
Like a fight.
It's like any sport. Everyone's up for a fight in any sport, aren't they?
Yeah, when it's physical and, people want to win, competitive, it just gets out, doesn't it? The passion.
Not in,
Not
in football, though. It's a disgrace to the game, and the cameras
It
pan
is,
away,
yeah,
and
it's
someone
definitely
hits
got
the
like
floor
that now.
holding their face.
I've seen a few same players go at each other.
Oh, yeah, the same team, yeah.
But you don't get it in cricket.
Times.
I've never seen it go off in cricket.
No, I've not
Seen an
properly.
argument, but never seen a scuffle.
In all my years in the professional game, I've only got in a couple of scuffles outside bars. But I've been exonerated for that. So yeah,
allegedly.
So, there is plenty of bad blood between the two teams heading into their series in Cleveland, and Cleveland Indians fans are now all fired up for their newfound rivals to come to town. Now, let's talk about the city of Cleveland and its people in 1974. Being fired up for a baseball team you don't like to come to town is, again, already a recipe for some sort of incident. But Cleveland was already a city on the brink. In the decades leading up to that fateful summer evening in 1974, Cleveland saw around 600 factories shut down. With that came the loss of thousands upon thousands of jobs, surging rates of poverty, drug addiction, and crime out of desperation. Cleveland was burning. Literally. The river was on fire. Cleveland was so riddled with pollution and waste from the factories which abandoned them that the Cuyahoga River, which runs through the city, caught fire.
Wow.
More than once, sending flames 5 stories high. The river was on fire. The city was a stick of dynamite, and the fuse was 10-cent beer night. If you're imagining that there couldn't possibly be a good outcome to this whole 10-cent beers all night thing, you're absolutely right. So here we go. The promotion worked. The Indians, who were terrible at the time, were only averaging a few thousand fans per game. 25,000 plus fans showed up for 10-cent beer night. The echoes of cheap...
Of course they would.
It was probably cheaper than going to the pub, wasn't it? So it'd work out cheaper to go to
cheaper
there
go anywhere.
and get
Cheaper than anywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
So you're going to have fair weather fans, you're going to have people that aren't fans necessarily.
Anyone.
Alcoholics.
Wave strays, the full lot. Everyone will be there.
It's like I always used to say to the sales team, no matter what you sell, if you sell it cheaper than everyone else, you're going to have queues of people.
Yeah, of course.
I remember you saying that if you sold
Rolls Royces
for
for 100 quid.
Yeah, 100 quid, you'd have a queue round the block. Of course you would.
Wahoo's famous war drums filling the air, accompanied by the flashes and howls of firecrackers, which the fans brought themselves, because it was 1974, and it was 10-cent beer night. By the second inning, after the Rangers took the lead with a dinger, a fat, middle-aged woman jumped onto the field, ran to the Indians' on-deck circle, and flashed her breast to the crowd, and then tried to kiss the head umpire. As you can guess...
She's heavy set, I won't call her fat.
No. Massive.
She's got whammers on her, hasn't she?
Big threatening bits.
She was hammered. This was the second inning. In the fourth inning, after the Rangers hit another dinger, a man, fully nude, ran onto the field and slid into second base. Then that guy ran off.
Hang on a minute. What second base?
Well, he's greased her up first, come on.
Slid into second base. I like that.
They didn't catch him. Maybe they didn't want to. Cleveland was just warming up. At this point in the evening, the people pouring the beer for the...
So what did you do, Dad, in the 70s when you were growing up? That's me, son.
So proud.
fans weren't able to keep up with the demand at the concession stands. The one rule at the stadium was you could only purchase 6 cups of beer at a time. Not 6 beers total all night. It was 6 beers per person at one time. So people were just buying 6 beers for 60 cents, drinking them, getting back in line and doing it all over again. As you might imagine, it was a madhouse. So, to try to keep up with the consumption, they just brought in the beer trucks, set up the trucks outside of the outfield fence, and just had people line up right at the beer trucks to get their 10-cent beer. And who was handing out the beers at the beer trucks? Well, it was 2 teenage girls in skimpy tops, because it was the 70s, and here we are. You've got 2 scantily clad teenage girls handing out beers at 10 cents a pop to drunken, laid-off factory workers on a hot, humid summer night with war drums and fireworks going off in the background. What could possibly go wrong? Well,
he needs to clarify that a bit more, because you've got to be over 18 to serve alcohol in the UK. but you're still technically a teenager when you're 18, 19. Is he implying that these girls are like 14, 15? Is that what he's getting at?
No,
I don't think so. No, I mean,
I think they'd be
Because
college
he
kids.
kept emphasising teenage, and I'm just wondering, like, where's this going? I presume in America you've got to be over a certain age to serve alcohol as well.
Yeah, it must be. Even in the 70s, I'm sure there must have been certain standards.
That's a global rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose the 70s.
Even when you go to football now,
apply.
it's two beers max in a lot of places.
Is it?
Yeah, you can only get 2 beers. And then you have to queue it with someone else. Defeats the object, because they give you a beer carry with 4 beers in it.
Yeah. And
they say you can only get 2 beers, and go, what? My mate's there. He needs to come over. You're like, it's packed.
Really?
You like that right across anyway.
This would be, in fact, this is probably foreshadowing what April the 12th is going to be like.
Yeah.
If we get a nice sunny day.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Imagine.
Of course, these poor girls can't keep up with this setup either, and they just walked off. And why wouldn't they? The guys in line grabbed the table that had been set up to collect the cash for the beers, and they just hucked it over the trucks. Now, 10-cent beer night basically turned into free beer night. There were guys not even bothering to fill up cups, they were just hauling off the tap on the beer truck. In the 5th inning, 2 men jumped over the outfield wall and mooned the Rangers outfielders. This brought about another stoppage in play as security chased these guys all over the diamond, the players looking on helplessly. Shortly after this, Rangers manager Billy Martin headed to the mound for a conference with his pitcher. Upset that he was delaying the game, the Indians fans threw full cups of beer onto the field, because who cares, they cost 10 cents or were free. Upon returning to the dugout, Billy Martin blew kisses at the fans, resulting in Indians fans shooting fireworks into the Rangers bullpen, which was then ordered to be evacuated by the umpires. This is real.
It sounds like fun so far. It sounds like
fireworks being fired at you.
But if you're, they're not going to be like big modern day rockets. It's going to be little firecrackers and stuff, isn't it? But still, so far, this would be like a festival atmosphere. Everyone would be
winding them up,
jumping up and down.
The players are winding them up, though, aren't they? The players are not
Yeah.
terrified. Like now, you get anything happens now, even if it starts raining, the players are ushered off the field. You know what I mean?
These players have got baseball bats, though.
Yeah.
True, yeah, they've got
The fielders haven't.
True.
This happened at a Major League Baseball game. After this, the public address announcer proclaimed, "Please don't throw things onto the field." This resulted in, you guessed it, a tsunami of litter raining down on the field. From that point on, they decided to abandon making announcements over the PA system. Basically, the inmates were running the asylum. The Indians didn't think to have any extra police presence at the stadium that night. There were 50 security guards. 50. For 25,000 fans. The Rangers' first baseman
That would be the night I quit my job and got on the beer. If I was one of those security guards, I was like, nope, I am out.
It's just not worth it.
Sounds the sort of organisation City had put on.
He had 20 pounds of hot dogs thrown at him, and he was also nearly hit by a gallon jug of Thunderbird wine. It was at that moment that things went from just pure insanity to dangerous. At this point, there are so many streakers on the field, the security just stopped trying to catch them. All this while the Indians and Rangers were trying to play a baseball game, which is hard when the outfield is full of naked people and they're tearing the padding off the left field wall. And a few fans stole the bases. They took the bases off the field. They just took them. In the 8th, cherry bombs started raining down in the Rangers' dugout. In the 9th, the Indians staged a remarkable comeback and tied the game at 5. That's when a drunk guy ran onto the outfield and tried to grab one of the Rangers' outfielders' hats. This was the last straw. From the dugout, all the Rangers could see was a fan attacking their outfielder. So Billy Martin looked to his team, grabbed a bat, and charged onto the field like it was a war zone. And you know what? It kinda was. This resulted in a sea of fans coming out of the stands to fight the Texas Rangers, which resulted in the Indians running onto the field with their bats to fend off their own fans and fight with the Rangers. This is all so insane, it's almost starting to sound normal. Let me just remind you, this was a Major League Baseball game, a street fight between the players, the professional big league players, and the fans happened in the outfield. People were getting hit with bats, the chief umpire got hit in the head with a chair, people were bleeding, people were injured badly, the SWAT team had to come in with tear gas and clear it all up. All while, and this is maybe the best part, the stadium organist was playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. In the end, the game was forfeited to Texas. 60,000 beers were consumed at 10 cents a pop, there were 19 streakers, 7 emergency room-worthy injuries, and 9 arrests. To this day,
9 arrests.
those stolen bases the fans just took have never been returned.
Thanks for watching this.
Oh, no.
That's absolutely crazy,
That
that is,
sounds
isn't it?
amazing, to
Wow.
be fair. Do you not think that sounds like it'd be fun?
It just sounds
Anyway,
like
they
utter chaos, that, doesn't it?
Anyway, they're going to offer 10-cent beer night or 10p beer
You're
night,
asking
whatever.
for it,
Yes,
aren't you?
yeah. It's
But
just-
Yeah.
60,000 beers were sold, 25,000 people in the crowd. Fucking lightweights. What's wrong with them?
over a couple of beers each.
Well, it
innit?
said 60,000 sold. I think most of them were nicked, weren't they,
Yeah.
by, by the look of it? But I mean, I don't suppose every single one of them were on it worthy, but it only takes a few thousand.
Why be
on it,
there?
and then,
Well, unless you were a streaker.
yeah, well, yeah, there's plenty of them there, weren't there?
You'd have
yeah.
some actual fans sat there not drinking, going, "I'm just here for the game."
Yeah.
Oh, you lot are ruining it.
spoiling it for everybody.
Yeah, that's not what you do.
Oh, that's I love
crazy,
that.
that,
Though.
innit?
I love that. That's,
Quite a few people have asked for that.
if being at something like that would be such an experience. The ones that are getting injured, when they said there's like 9 hospitalisations and stuff like that, they're probably the ones that were going attacking the players and got hit with bats. If you're just in the crowd, just drinking loads of beer, jumping up and down, going mad and stuff.
Yeah, if you've
you're
been
fine.
attacked and you're a sportsman with a baseball bat, then it's going to hurt, innit?
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
of course.
If they go back at someone. So
Yeah, when you-
fair play to the team for sticking on their side as well, by the way.
Yes,
You know,
defending
good
off
on
the
them.
fans.
Yeah, definitely.
But when you go to away games, you always come back soaked in beer. You always get hit with a beer or people throwing beer all the time.
Throwing stuff into
I know
the
the
way.
cop said to me at Cardiff, he went, what's wrong with you fans? He said, fucking beer's like £6 a pint in it and you're not throwing it around. I went,
I don't get that.
Stood to the side, mate, drinking mine.
I don't get that when you do like World Cups and you're going to fan zones and when they score, it's got like
It's the
gallons
effect,
of beer
innit?
go up.
It's the effect.
You know,
I know,
that last World Cup was famous for that one.
Yeah.
The fan zones going
If
off.
I was
with it.
I'd just say, let everyone else do it. I'll watch the effect, but I'll keep my beer.
You know,
Thanks very much.
I went in a pub in the middle of Manchester for it, and I was outside in the fan zone, and beers went everywhere. Everyone screaming and shouting, and it took seconds until punches were being thrown.
Oh,
and
yeah,
there was a
of course it
brawl.
will, yeah.
Then suddenly a space is cleared. People are on the floor battering each other. It's just
It's crazy, isn't
absolutely.
it?
We can't be trusted with stuff like that. If it was 10p beer night in this country,
it'd be
there'd be
carnage.
tons dead. it'd be horrific.
Especially in somewhere like Newcastle,
Anywhere,
Bristol.
to be fair, anywhere you did that, it'd just be
be a bit
chaos,
lively, wouldn't
wouldn't
it?
it? Yeah.
To say the least.
But yeah. Anyway,
fun, though.
hope you guys like that too. Don't forget like and subscribe on all 3 channels. Get us past that 100,000 mark.
Yeah.
It's down to you guys
Come
now.
on.
Come on, you can do it.
Do
and we'll catch
it.
you guys on the next one.
Cheers, guys.